All right. Hey. Okay, so here we are again. I'm pretty excited. I can't wait to tell you what I've been thinking about. So, want to welcome to my this week's edition of little tea time with Myrtle. And I have a couple of thoughts I wanted to go over with you. So, in Tupperware, we have our president Stanova, and he has this saying that he's made really famous. And the saying is, think big, start small, but begin now. So that he signs off just about every talk or every presentation he does, and it's become very much contagious for the rest of us in Tupperware, and for me as well. It really is. So, just the other day, I was putting this in a post I was doing. And then I started to think about it a little bit more. And, so that's kind of what I want you to do with me today. And we're going to just kind of pull apart just a little bit, really just some genius and some tips that I've really gleaned from this little phrase: think big, start small, but begin now. Okay, so the first thing is think, like that first word. And if you just pause at that, and it's think. And Einstein's made this famous quote is that the same thinking that created a problem is not the same thinking that can correct it. So, in order for things to change, it first starts with my thinking, with my thoughts. So, how can I fix my thinking? And I really like this one. You know, we we don't solve problems. We don't fix problems, the saying goes. We fix our thinking and the problem solves themselves. So that's another quote by Louise Hay that really kind of talks about that. So that's the thing, is to think. And I looked up the definition, and to think is to direct one's mind towards something or someone. And so that thinking is directing your mind. It gives that impression of being intentional, being on purpose. So it's to think. So stop and think. And I really like that. So that's the very first phrase, the very first word of that phrase that gets you: think. And that is just so, so important. And I think of one of the books that I really enjoyed over the years is, that Think and Grow Rich. The idea of, it really does start with the think. All right. So the next word is big. And again, I loved it. Okay. So it talks about a considerable size or an extent, and synonyms like huge, immense, gargantuan, colossal. Those are the words that come to mind when you think of big. And so now we're think big, right? So how can you stop and think big, colossal, gargantuan? And as you look forward to 2018, that's something that I want to challenge us and challenge me at Dynamite, is for us to really first think, and second start to think big. And that's pretty exciting. So that's the what I wanted to talk to you about there, right? So, and if you think of the opposite of that, it is like puny, teeny, wee. We don't want to think puny, teeny, wee. Can you imagine if the saying was think puny? No, it is think big, and go big, or go home, as the saying used to be. All right. So there it is. Think big. Right. The second part of it is start small. And I want to again put the emphasis on start. And start means to begin, commence, to come into being, to embark, to get moving, to get cracking. Start. And that's just so important, because so many times we wait, we postpone, we delay, we put off. Oh, I'll start tomorrow. I'll start next week. I'll start next month, when everything is fine, when the kids are grown, when the kids are older, when the kids are married, when the grandkids. We put off, we postponed. when I'm 10 pounds lighter, whatever it is, we put off. And so that idea of starting is so important. And so I want you to really focus on that word when you hear this phrase, start. Start. And the second part of it is start small. Now, the idea of this small here is not like we're thinking puny. It's just, don't be afraid to start where you are, right? Everybody started at the beginning, right? You know the phrase that a little shot is just a big shot that kept on shooting. So it's just that idea of start where you are and ask yourself, what is the next logical step for me? And then do that. And then ask, what's the next logical step for me? And then do that. Use your intuition to begin, but begin right where you are. Do not despise small beginnings, right? Because out of that acorn, that's where that oak tree grew, right? And remember, from a faith perspective, in the Bible, it talks about the faith of a mustard seed, and that mustard seed is so tiny. So don't be afraid of that start, that small start, but it's that beginning. It's that first step, even though it's small, is to begin, all right? So again, we're breaking down this phrase, at least according to me, and some of the things that just came to me, and I thought I'd share it with you as I was looking over this phrase. Think big, start small, but begin now. All right. So we've looked at think, stop and think. We've been given this faculty of our brain, and I know that's something that I'm working on using more often. So think, and then think big, think colossal, think huge, over the top, amazing, right? Think big, start small, begin. Don't wait, don't put off, don't delay, start. All right? So that's that of it. And begin now, right? So again, there's that word again. It's that same kind of phrasing, right? If you look at it all in a row, it's think, start, begin, or you can have big start now, right? Think smart now, big start now, begin, think big, so there's lots of phrases that you can pull out of that. But begin now, begin. Don't postpone, don't delay. What is the next logical step for you? So that's my challenge to you as you look at 2018. Think big, start small, begin now. And so what is your next logical step? So I want you to comment in the comments below and hit subscribe and comment in the comments below. What is your next logical step? And then also let me know, when are you going to begin? Because nothing happens until you begin. So I want to thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited, looking forward to the most amazing close to 2017, and then really a rocket into our all in 2018. That's going to be our phrase for 2018 is all in. We are all in at Dynamite. So look forward to talking to you soon. Take care. Alrighty. Bye.